Hello, everyone. Welcome to Echoes of the Ages. My guest today is an exceptional individual with extraordinary history. He's a physicist, a professor, and was one of the leading figures in a project that forever changed our world. He's widely known as the father of the atomic bomb due to his role as a scientific director of the Manhattan Project, which developed the first nuclear weapon during World War II. His work not only advanced the field of theoretical physics, but also spurred ongoing global discussion about science, ethics, and humanity's future. Post-war, he became a strong advocate for the control of nuclear power and a vocal proponent of science serving humanity. Despite the profound impact of his work, he's been a controversial figure dealing with political scrutiny and wrestling with the moral implications of his scientific contributions. It's an honor to have him on the show today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. J. Robert Oppenheimer.
Thank you, my friend.
Let's just jump into the first question. After the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, you're famously quoted as saying, "Now I have become death, the destroyer of worlds." Can you explain the thoughts and feelings you had at that moment?
The words "now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds" come from the ancient Indian text, the Bhagavad Gita, a scripture I've long found profound and moving. These words came to my mind during the Trinity test, the first detonation of a nuclear weapon, a project to which I had given much of my professional life. The sight of the nuclear explosion was at once terrifying and awe-inspiring, a testament to humanity's ability to harness the fundamental forces of nature, but also a reminder of our capacity for self-destruction. In that moment, the realization of what we had done and what it could mean for the future of humanity weighed heavily on me. We had opened Pandora's box, so to speak, releasing a force with the power to shape or shatter the world. The duality of this invention was laid bare for me. It could end a horrific war, but it also had the potential to initiate unprecedented destruction. I felt a strange fusion of triumph and terror, and in contemplating the magnitude of our creation, I found myself turning to the wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita. Thus the line, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds," captured my feelings perfectly. I felt we had become agents of destruction on a scale never before seen. It was as if we had taken on the mantle of death itself. This has been a sobering realization, one that continues to haunt me as we consider the implications of nuclear weaponry in our world.
Looking back, do you regret your involvement in the development of the atomic bomb?
That's a complex question, a question that strikes at the heart of the inherent tension between the pursuit of knowledge and the implications of its application. As a physicist, the scientific challenge posed by nuclear energy and the process of fission was extraordinarily compelling. Yet, as a human being, the destruction wrought by the atomic bomb was deeply sobering. Do I regret that the weapon we created was used, leading to the tragic loss of life in Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Absolutely. Those moments stand as a stark testament to the devastating power of scientific discovery when used for destructive ends, and they cast a long, dark shadow over the joy of intellectual accomplishment. Do I regret my involvement in the project per se? That's harder to answer. At the time, it seemed essential for the survival of our nation and our allies. We believed we were in a race against Hitler's Germany, a race we could not afford to lose. It was a time of war, and we were all committed to doing what we thought was necessary to protect our people. But as I've often said since then, the world of the scientist and the world of the statesman have become one and the same. The decisions we make in our laboratories can have profound geopolitical consequences. And as scientists, we have an obligation to consider those implications. We can't absolve ourselves of responsibility by claiming that we're just doing science. In the end, I've tried to turn my regret into a kind of resolve. A resolve to advocate for international control of atomic energy, for nuclear disarmament, and for the responsible use of scientific knowledge. It's a burden that all scientists, I believe, must learn to carry. The Pandora's box has been opened, but it's our responsibility to ensure that The demons released don't consume us.
Was there a specific moment or event that made you decide to become an advocate for international control of atomic energy and nuclear development?
Indeed, there were several moments, but none more compelling than the realization of the destructive force we had unleashed during the Trinity test, followed by the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. These events made abundantly clear the power and terror of the atomic bomb, the scale of destruction, and the vast loss of human life. From that moment forward, it was evident that mankind possessed the means to its own annihilation. It was and remains my conviction that we must manage and control such force with the utmost care and shared responsibility. It would be unwise, indeed disastrous, to leave it unchecked or to view it solely as a tool of national power and not a global concern. The nuclear genie cannot be put back in the bottle, but its power can and must be managed wisely and with a collective sense of duty to all of humanity. It was in the ashes of World War II, confronted with the raw power of the atomic bomb, that I felt a profound call to advocate for international control of atomic energy and for nuclear disarmament. It is a call I continue to heed.
As someone who is at the forefront of nuclear technology, what do you think about the advancements and dangers of artificial intelligence technology?
As someone deeply involved in the development of nuclear technology, a development that forever changed the course of human history, I am acutely aware of the potential benefits and dangers that come with groundbreaking technologies. In this vein, artificial intelligence, or AI, is an area of technology that holds incredible promise but also poses substantial risks. AI, much like nuclear technology, can be a double-edged sword. It has the potential to dramatically improve our lives by enhancing productivity, advancing medical research, enabling new modes of communication, and more. However, it also brings challenges and risks, particularly if it is not properly managed. We must be wary of over-reliance on AI, potential biases in AI systems, and the implications of AI for privacy and security. Just as we've seen with nuclear technology, the same tool that can provide immense benefits can also be weaponized or misused to the detriment of humanity. AI, again like nuclear science, is not something that can be uninvented. The question is not whether we should develop AI, but how we can guide its development in a way that maximizes its benefits and minimizes its risks. This requires thoughtful policies, robust ethical frameworks, and perhaps, in some cases, international cooperation and oversight. I must stress the importance of thoughtful engagement from scientists in these discussions. As with the atomic scientists of my era, the AI scientists of today have a responsibility to consider the implications of their work and to participate actively in societal deliberations about how their inventions are used. So, in a sense, my perspective on mirrors my perspective on nuclear technology. It is a powerful tool that must be handled with the utmost care, responsibility, and a keen awareness of its potential impact on humanity.
Your comparison between AI and nuclear technology is quite striking and offers a sobering perspective. It's fascinating yet alarming to know how these powerful tools, if misused, can have destructive outcomes. What are some of the specific measures you believe should be taken to manage and control AI development?
It's true that the dual nature of powerful technologies, bringing both tremendous benefits and grave risks, demands thoughtful management and control. Just as we grappled with these issues in the nuclear age, we must do so again in the age of artificial intelligence. Here are a few steps I believe are vital. Promotion of ethical AI development and use. The research community must commit to the development and use of AI in a way that respects fundamental human rights and values. This includes issues of privacy, fairness, transparency, and accountability. Artificial intelligence should not be allowed to exacerbate social inequalities or enable destructive behaviors. Robust regulation. Governments have a crucial role to play in ensuring the safe and beneficial use of AI. This involves crafting regulations that provide oversight and impose standards without stifling innovation. Regulation must strike a balance. It should protect society from misuse of AI and potentially harmful consequences, but also allow for the healthy development of the technology. Global cooperation. Given the global nature of AI and its potential implications for humanity as a whole, international cooperation is vital. Just as we saw the need for international control and treaties for nuclear weapons, we need international agreements and standards for the use of AI, public engagement, and education. It's important for the public to understand AI and its implications. Scientists, policymakers, and educators should work together to promote public understanding of AI, foster informed discussions, and ensure that decisions about AI are not made solely by a small group of experts or powerful entities. Investment in AI safety research. We should devote substantial resources to understanding and addressing the potential risks of AI, including the risk of unintended consequences or malicious use. This should be seen as a critical part of AI research, not a peripheral concern. In essence, we need to approach AI with the same sense of sober responsibility with which we approach nuclear technology. With an open eye to its benefits, a clear recognition of its risks, and a firm commitment to guiding its development in the best interests of humanity.
Thank you for that. Now, this is a question I ask everybody that comes on the show. If there was one thing you would want to tell the world, what would it be?
I would say this. We must strive to approach scientific discovery and technological development with both a sense of curiosity and a deep sense of responsibility. The pursuit of knowledge is a noble and necessary endeavor, but we must always remain cognizant of the potential implications and applications of that knowledge. Every scientific breakthrough, every technological advancement is a tool that can be used for good or ill. The responsibility to choose the path of good, the path that uplifts humanity and protects our shared home, rests with all of us. We must embrace this responsibility with open eyes and hearts, applying our knowledge with wisdom and integrity. The atomic age has taught us that knowledge confers power, but power demands responsibility. As we stand on the threshold of new eras, be it the era of AI, the era of genetic engineering, or others yet unknown, we must remember this lesson and strive to create a future that reflects our highest ideals, not our darkest fears. In this endeavor, let us be guided by hope, but tempered by caution, as we strive together for a better world.
Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you, my friend. It's been a pleasure to delve into these topics, to explore the tensions between science and society, and to reflect on the beauty and the challenges of our shared world. Each exchange of ideas brings new insights and deepens our understanding of the complex tapestry of life. Until our paths cross again, I wish you wisdom, peace, and a continued appreciation for the world around us. Goodbye for now.
Thank you for joining us on today's journey through the mind of J. Robert Oppenheimer, his reflections on the power and responsibility of scientific discovery, the implications of artificial intelligence, and his thoughts on how we should approach the future are as relevant today as they were in his lifetime. As we continue to push forward the boundaries of knowledge and technology, let's remember Oppenheimer's words and let's strive to use our discoveries for the betterment of humanity. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe for more conversations with AI historical figures. Until our paths cross again, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep learning. Goodbye for now.